so bright, lifts my soul, raises my sights.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Westwood Kahila drive-through event. This is a tutorial of how to make a winter scene in honor of Hanukkah. So take your canvas and just like put it down or wherever you want. And you're gonna start. Just take whichever paintbrush you like, and you're gonna start by getting some white and making like an outline where you think that your snow will end and your sky will begin. Well, really, your sky will end and your snow will begin. And then I'm making an outline of my trees, just so I know where it is. And yeah. And I'm doing it in white so that you can't see it on the canvas, but then I'll still know where it is. Okay, so I'll clean my brush with a little water. Now I'm gonna mix blue and like a little bit of blue and white. And I'm gonna paint my snow very light because I don't want to do just plain white. And it's gonna be a very light color. So I'm gonna paint the whole snow like that color and make the top darker than the bottom of the snow. And make sure don't leave any canvas showing, because if you leave canvas showing, then we have to paint it, not leave canvas showing. So paint like your whole snow. So I'm gonna do that now, and you could go ahead and do that too. You really have to make sure that it's not too dark, the snow. And when you're getting to the bottom, add much more white. See, so now I'm lightening up the top a little because I think I painted it too dark at the beginning. So you can fix yours too if you made that mistake. If not, then great. So I'm almost done painting my whole canvas, like my whole bottom of my snow. And you also have to make sure to blend it so it doesn't look like blue and white. You want it to be like blue turning into white slowly. But don't do plain white at the bottom ever. Okay, so I'm almost done that. And then, when you're finished that, so when I finish that, I'm going to start on my path. So my path, I'm going to add much more dark blue to that, so it's darker and it stands out even though it's still snow. I'm going to make some like footprints, I think. But still blend it in and still make it look like snow, not just like a path on top of snow. And so it still can't be too dark. So I'm doing that now. And when I'm done that, I think I'm gonna start my tree just like to know more where it is. Then I'm gonna start my sky. And hold your brush, really hold it like closer to the top, not closer to the bottom like a pencil. So now what am I doing? I think I'm gonna make my path a little lighter, right? Do you see that it needs to be like, or maybe actually I think I'll add like a little turquoise, so it's not just like, so it will look less purpley, the blue that I'm using. I'm gonna add like a little green, and it will be much more colorful painting like that. Okay, so now I'm making the top of the snow darker, so that, yeah, I'm making the top of the snow darker. Now make sure to dry your brush in between so that, like, if you're making white to mix it in with, you don't want the whole white to become blue, because that's a big waste of white, and white is like the most used color, I think, because I mix it like with a lot of things, almost everything, and you don't want to waste it. So if your brush has too much blue on it and you didn't dry it and wash it in between, then it will get the whole white blue, and you'll need some new white. Like if it's too blue. So I think I'm gonna add, like, I'm adding a little more green to the snow, like turquoise color, so it will be more colorful. And I'm making my path lighter, like I said before, so it looks much more like snow than a path on top of snow. See? So yeah, I really need to make this path lighter because it looks way too dark. So maybe yours will be lighter than mine, I don't know. And I'm just gonna add that white and make it look much more like snow, because now it looks like it's colored in by a crayon. And I'm gonna add that white, and it's gonna make it look much softer, I think. And mix it in more than it was before. And then I still need to blend it in to the other side of the snow. And even though, like, acrylic dries very fast, so you might need to add some more white to the side, some more blue to the side to mix it in with. And make sure you also get the sides of your canvas, because if you don't, then up on your wall it looks kind of funny with like the whole painting painted, and then you just walk by the side and it's not painted. And I still I'm making like some footsteps on the path so it looks realer, like with my brush. And I'm making also the snow like a little bit darker because I really don't want just plain white. Right? See, it's much lighter now though because it really is snow. Like, it's not has no food coloring in it. It's not meant to be purple. Okay. So now I'm mixing like more colors because I want to start on my tree outline. I think for the tree I'm gonna add much more turquoise so it's not so blue and so purple my painting because I don't want purple at all, like at all. So I'm gonna mix like some green, some white, and some dark blue, I think. And I'm gonna start my tree. So I think my tree needs a little more green probably. But I really like that color. It's one of my favorites, my favorite colors. And I think it's very pretty. See, I'm adding that green. And I need to make some white at the side of my tree so that like it looks like realer, I think. And I need to blend it with the dark part of my tree too. Even though we're gonna go over with the sky after, we just need to like know what kind of like what to do. So whatever, we have like an outline. You can make branches on your tree, but I don't think we should make leaves because we're in the snow, right? You can if you want, but in the winter the leaves fall down the trees, so there shouldn't be any leaves on this tree. And for my sky that I'm starting now, I think I'm gonna make a moon, so we're gonna leave a white space for the moon, leave canvas, so we'll do that plain white after. I know I said we shouldn't leave white, but for the moon we're gonna do plain white. And I'm gonna start like at that to the edge of my painting. I'm gonna start with my darkest blue I can. So really try to find your darkest blue because you don't want any other colors to make, like you don't want any white mixing to that blue. And as you come into the moon, you're gonna add a little white by each time you're closer. And dry your brush, right? And then blend it in between each and keep adding more and more white. But if you see you're too dark and you're too close to the moon, like if some drips, just wipe it off quickly with a napkin and make sure to add less water next time, right? And if you're coming too close to the moon with too dark a blue, you can just add a lot of white to your blue and just blend it, and then hopefully it will be better that way. And right, so like I'm doing now, I'm coming a little too close with the blue, so I'm gonna add a lot more white there. And hopefully that will make it work better. And like it's looking like even a little too white, too dark by the dark part, so I'm gonna, by the beginning of the dark part, so I'm gonna add and round it around the moon, so you don't have to like do squares around. And then keep coming around, like with getting the blue getting darker and darker and darker. And you can totally go over your tree. You don't need to like leave space for it. We can always just paint it again. And then if you didn't finish your side yet, like I didn't, keep on painting dark, dark, dark. Like as dark as you can, like darker than I'm doing. Okay, so fill in your whole entire dark part. Make sure you leave no canvas showing because we don't want the canvas showing. Then we'll just like look weird, right? We don't want canvas showy. But like you have to get lighter as you go in, because if you don't, then you're gonna be stuck with like blue, and then you're gonna need to make your moon at some point somewhere, like if you want a moon. So you really have to make sure you keep adding that white. And you like blend it though, because you don't want a not blended sky. No one wants a not blended sky. You're doing the white closer to the moon because of the light, and then like as the light moves on, right, it gets darker and darker, and till it's your dark sky. And here's, I think, where I'm gonna start going over the tree a little. Well, I'm really making sure now, actually, that my white is, like, I'm trying to do as white as I can close to the moon. Because, yeah, so you need to do this close to the moon. And you also have to make sure that your darkest part is closest to the snow, I think. Because you don't want your sky mixing in with your snow. No one wants their sky mixing in with their snow, right? So you have to make sure it's the darkest there and like way different colors. And then here I'm really gonna start going over my tree, but it's okay because we're just painting our tree again later as our painting goes on. And I'm just adding more white because I think it looks too dark. There's not enough light, but if yours is enough light, then keep it, I guess. But now it looks like white and then dark, so we really need to blend it in. That's why I'm adding more blue onto my paintbrush to blend it in. But it doesn't look like it's working so well, so I'm gonna, I think, wash and dry my brush. Or maybe I'll just, I think I'll just add more blue, but while it's still wet, so that it doesn't dry and then you can't blend it like my first layer of painted. See, that's much better than it was before, don't you think? Now I'm starting to go on the other side, darker on the other side, covering the tree like almost completely except for the part on the snow. And I'm gonna blend it into that side too. And make sure I do blending there too.
Hanukkah light burns so bright, lifts my soul, raises my sights. Hanukkah light feels so right. 8 small flames shining through the night. Walking in the darkness, sorrow all around, looking for some joy, for a hopeful sound. Just when I start to give up, seems there's nothing there. A little glow appears, shining from nowhere. Hanukkah light burns so bright, lifts my soul, raises my sights. Hanukkah light feels so right. 8 small flames shining through the night. The darkness starts to lift now, help is on skies are rough, 'cause clouds get in the way. One look at you, and in just a little while I find my strength when I see your smile. Your eyes are sunshine, your heart is sweet and pure. You give me hope when I feel so unsure. You stand up tall, ignoring all the pain, and reach up high while moving past the rain. Your smile says more than words could ever say. Watching you, the clouds all blow away. You are more than all the world can see. You are everything to me. There's no mistake, we do our best each day. The cards we're dealt can be so hard to play, but then I see the spark you have inside. You smile your smile, the whole world opens wide. You take my hand, my heart begins to sing. You give me joy with all the love you bring. And during times when life can get me down, look at you, my whole world turns around. Your smile says more than words could ever say. Watching you, the clouds all blow away. You are more than all the world can see. You are everything to me. Your smile says more than words could ever say. Watching you, the clouds all blow away. You are more than all the world can see. You are everything to me. You mean everything to me. Everything to me. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, כמוך, כמוך ממש. ואהבת לרעך כמוך, כמוך, כמוך. ואהבת לרעך כמוך 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 ממש ואהבת לרעך כמוך 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 ואהבת את השם אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ואהבת את השם אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ואהבת לרעך כמוך 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 ממש ואהבת לרעך כמוך 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 ואהבת לרעך כמוך 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 ממש ואהבת לרעך